All right, welcome everyone. Today is June the 20th, super sunny day from where I am in Guyana right now. The palm trees are looking absolutely exquisite at the moment. We have the team super excited to see what these guys have planned. It's kind of a ETH meme coin that they're trying to launch with the whitelist. And what I've really noticed, and which I actually really like, is a lot of fair launches during the space, especially at the moment, are very they're very, I don't know, they're not doing well because you will see a lot of people, maybe it's a team or maybe it's other people that are contributing like 20, 30 BNB, they just dump right at launch. So and that really causes that red candle to just go down significantly right at launch, which doesn't look good for the chart. So I like what these guys are doing. They have a whitelist. They're kind of bringing back, the whitelist hype. That's kind of popping off in pink sale at the moment. But it's a whitelist only. What I really like is I think the max is it's either zero point 0.6 or zero point 0.3. I could be mistaken. 0.3 Ethereum or zero point 0.6 Ethereum. We'll get into that. But yeah, super excited to have. We have here Crypto AMA Master who will be representing on behalf of the team. So I guess starting off, introduce yourself and the team behind Kumamon.
Yeah, super, super stoked to be here. Thank you for that awesome introduction. My background is pretty simple. I got into Bitcoin way back when, and then funny enough, bought some and then sold it way too early, which might be a lot of your same stories. Got into Ethereum, was checking out crypto, and I'm like, well, there's still money to be made here. There's still something that I can do. I started learning what ICOs were, started getting into that, further expanded, and then when DeFi rolled around with the NFT revolution, I was really excited. And I started to say, hey, there's a lot of good projects, but as you said, you were looking at one that didn't look so great. And I'm not here to comment on that, but I will say, taking a look at all these different projects out there, we want to find the best ones, the most exciting ones, the ones that have either real utility or something behind them that people can really appreciate and go for. So with that being said, that's where I'm at right now. As far as Kumamon, what is the lore behind Kumamon? So yes, it is a panda, but it's not your average panda. It was actually introduced in the public in March 12th, 2010, and it was designed to promote the allure of Kumamano, which is an area rich in seafood, agriculture, and products in Japan. They have volcanoes. It's really, really cool. And they had a promotional campaign for the opening of Kyushu Shakinzen, which is connected to Kyushu's provincial cities. And you can say, hey, who's this bear? Because everybody loves this bear. And through the viral spread of that, Kumamon just took off swiftly. Now, fast forward to today. We're in the meme land, and Doge started it off. We know that. Then Pepe came along. Then it seems now that sparked a revolution in meme coins. And meme coins that are interesting, that people want to have. Family Guy, Thundercats, and of course, today we are looking at Kumamon. So that's a little bit of background behind it. The team is really good in the terms of that. They're working towards long term. They have whitelists. It's all community. The tokens are announced. 56% burn as well. And they have the max buy is only 0.3 ETH. The minimum buy is 0.1 ETH. And they have a soft cap of 10 ETH, hard cap of 30. And we got the pre-sale kicking off on June 22, just a couple days or a day from now. So that is the background of Kumamon in a nutshell. Definitely we'll go through a lot of stuff and your questions. That's the exciting thing. Now, I will say the utilities are coming up, but the good things we are doing is fast track on CG, CMC, listing on Abdex, and renouncing the contract. So I'm really excited that this is very community driven, and they got some big things. One of our biggest goals is to get listed on Binance. We know the whole thing that's going on Binance, there is some stuff, but still, biggest crypto exchange. And that is Kumamon, my background in a nutshell. So with that,
Great, obviously, yeah. What a great introduction. So yeah, obviously, a lot of the stuff at the moment, the market's always shifting and such like that. It's super, super important. And obviously you guys are adapting, which is always great to see. And you talked a little bit about the significance about the red panda and Kumamon and such like that, and how it's kind of memeable. Pandas have always been memeable. And I think Kumamon is obviously a great meme. So, I guess first things off, why did you guys decide to launch on ETH? And, do you guys have any previous experience on, working any projects below in the past?
So, to my knowledge, this is the team's first project. ETH is known for its reliability. What I say is, when you're looking at networks, the two prominent ones that I've seen are ETH and BSC. And of course, there's some on Arbitrum and Abdex and Polygon, but mostly it's on ETH and BSC because ETH is reliable, BSC is reliable. Those are the two most reliable networks. And ETH is, in my opinion, the most reliable one. It's been around the longest. It's second. The coin itself is second to Bitcoin, and there's still a lot of good things. Yes, there's issues. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, oh, yeah, it's perfect. There's issues with transaction time and scalability and stuff like that. Not perfect, but still good.
That's a great, and obviously, it's the team's first project, and obviously that's a great explanation. ETH is always reliable, especially with the state for the BSC at the moment. It's not looking, I guess, the best. So totally fair. So I see looking on your website, it mentions that the project is created and managed by the community as the developers have relinquished control. So could you talk a little bit about this? Is it a completely community driven project? Is there, what do the developers have access to and such like that?
Yeah, I can break that down. So yes, it's completely community driven. Generally, I know a lot of projects say community driven. It's completely community driven. We care all about the community, and that's fine. You can say that, but is that fundamentally true? I'm not saying anything bad about any project, but if the fact of the reality is that you have not renounced the contract, that the developers still have control over a significant portion, and that people can still go and modify the contract or do something with it, then I don't fully believe it's community driven. It's kind of like saying, hey, you own this business, but I'm going to delegate, where the cash flow goes sometimes. You're like, well, do I really own it? So the contract's been renounced. The developers relinquish control. Now, I'm not a developer myself. I don't play one on TV, but I will say, from my knowledge, they don't have access to, they created it and they set it out into the world is basically the idea. So they don't have the ability to like pop it up going like, oh, the Kumamon smart contract, let's modify the code. So that's the main idea.
Fair enough. All right. I guess, so you guys are, I guess, completely community driven. You guys aren't going to be working. You guys got basically, I guess, destroy that stereotype of having, I guess, the community driven project, but instead it's actually community driven, if that makes sense. So rather than just, giving all the power to developers and stuff like that, you guys are going to give more power to the community and such like that. I think something cool could be added is, having a DAO. I think something, making a DAO sort of system where people can,
A
vote
decentralized
on
autonomous organization. Yeah. And
basically on how many tokens these guys have and such like that. They could
yeah,
power in the votes and stuff.
like if you have X tokens, like if you have at least 10,000 tokens, you can like, oh, I want to go to YouTube marketing. Oh, I want this to go here. I want this. Here's where I want it to go. And I'm not going to say that's there in the roadmap, but is it a potential possibility? It is a potential possibility, and it's something definitely to bring up. The good thing is, since it's community driven, though, how you really know something's community driven, I'd say, is two things. A, the contract's been renounced, so they can't have any foul play. We've done an audit by Certec, so you know that everything is safe with the smart contract on top of that. But the really big thing is like, hey, I can pop in the Telegram and I can give suggestions, and they're not just random messages. It's like, oh, okay, I think a decentralized autonomous organization or a DAO would be good here because I want to vote on how this project goes forward. So definitely, I agree with you there. I'm not going to say it's in the works currently, but it's a good idea.
Love to hear that. So yeah, I guess talking, utility wise, you mentioned on the website you guys talk about a revenue sharing rewards program. So explain about how does that work and any other plans for utility in the future alongside that.
Yeah, I'd say the big utility is there is zero buy taxes. We have the whitelist competition. There is, listing on CG and CMC, which is really, really good. I love all of that stuff. So there's, and I will say it's a unique meme coin idea. I do really love the meme coin. So those are the big utilities right on the website. No buy fee. Real team does not profit. There's revenue share, and it's completely community driven. And their idea is they want to empower different creators, and they want to make sure that if you're part of this project, then you actually get something of it. And they have the burn mechanism, if you consider that a utility, that the value will go up. So, and there'll also be buy bots and closed groups, Dex tools, big marketing things, getting the YouTube out there and all that stuff. And then you also want to know how revenue sharing works specifically. Hello?
Explain the whole process behind the revenue share.
So the idea is, like influencers, if you're like doing an AMA here as I am, community managers, everybody is invited to participate, and then by participating, saying like, hey, I can contribute this to the community, you can get rewards. Not only that, if I promote and spread Kumamon and let people know about it in the networks, I get ether in return. So that's the idea in a nutshell.
All right. So I guess it's kind of like a referral system type, or is it just more of a just
Let's
an
say
overall like content based DApp?
I would call it I'll call it like promote to earn. Not even promote to earn, like, work to earn. Like, I'm part of the community since it's actually community driven and not theoretically community driven. If you work within the community, if you're like, oh, I promoted Kumamon, I did this, I made a video, okay, I put out this, oh, okay, I'm doing some work here, I'm doing some projects here, then you get ether in return. So it's not necessarily one thing. I'm not going to say like, oh, you have to go make a video, you have to do an AMA. But if I'm an influencer and there's a video out on it already on YouTube, or I'm a community manager, or I'm just spreading the word. And if you say, oh, I can't do it, I can't do a video, I can't do a blog post, I can't do anything, you can spread the word about something if you enjoy what you're hearing here. And that can get you some rewards in ether. You can get ether in return. So that's a good way to start.
Okay, interesting. All right. So I guess, talking into the tokenomics aspect behind.
Yeah, we can break that down. Tokenomics are real simple. 56% is burned, so it's super deflationary. It's not just a little bit. And then they have 14% to liquidity and 30% going to the pre-sale on June 22nd.
Okay. So completely deflationary. 56% supply is burned on launch, or is it already burnt?
My understanding is, and don't quote me on this, it's going to be burnt.
Okay. All right. And also, I guess, so taxes, you mentioned you guys are 0-0, correct?
0 buy, then there's 5% sell.
Okay, so 0 buy, 5% sell. So this will, I guess, mitigate MEVs and such like that. Okay.
Essentially.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So I guess, moving on to your pre-sale that's coming up, I noticed that you guys are only whitelisted only. So why did you guys, decide to do this? And how confident are you guys on filling that 10 ETH soft cap?
Okay. I will say this. With every pre-sale, there's unknown factors and stuff. I've seen pre-sales where up until the last minute, there's nothing, and you wake up and you're like, whoa. So I think the whitelist is a good idea because a lot of projects have not been doing that and they gave up on that. I think whitelisting is a great way to get people involved in a legit and non, if you want to call it, non-coercive way, where you're like saying, oh, okay, be part of the project and stuff like that. I mean, there's other ways like airdrops and things like that, but instead of just saying, hey, I'm just going to give you tokens for free or do whatever, whitelist to me is a good way to do it. Will we fill all the spots? I'm not going to say I know that, but I think by doing AMAs like this, talking to your audience, it increases the chances. Sorry if that's not the best answer, but
Fair answer. And obviously,
and
there's
also
a
I
lot of
did double
mitigation with
check.
the market and such at the moment and such like that. I totally understand that. But that's a great answer.
And yeah, and two things I want to clarify. Definitely, we can do a DAO for sure because I'm asking the guys, and the 56% is already burned. I just had to double check that. So.
Okay. Okay, amazing. All right, that's amazing to hear. So I guess talking about I guess being a community-driven project. Let's get back to that point. Community building and marketing is very, very important. So what do you guys have planned? You guys already did the AMA with us today. I saw AMA with Bruiser this morning. What are your plans? Post-launch. What do you guys have planned? To keep pushing the project. Obviously, you guys have the reward program sharing.
Correct.
Yep. Sharing rewards program, which will be a huge incentive for people to start showing the project constantly. But other than that, what do you guys have planned? I guess in sort of marketing to fully push this project. Do you guys plan to do external marketing with like TikTok, Twitter? Expand to the masses. Talk a little bit about that.
TikTok would be definitely interesting. Hey man, it's my Kumamon. Check it out. Boom. Pew. Okay, so we have influencers, and that definitely is a potential possibility. What I'll say is this. YouTube videos, influencers, also listing on tier 1 exchanges, still trending on Abdex, fast track on CMC and CG, letting people know about what's going on as well. And we also have a group with 30 Coles, key influencers, and they are basically going to be promoting that and, spreading the word, letting people know, hey, Kumamon's an awesome panda. And on top of that, just AMAs like this, AMAs are pretty powerful, as you can tell. We're in one, and this is why we do them, so people can hear an actual person talk about it rather than just YouTube videos are fine, but let's be fair. Like, anyone can put up a thumbnail and be like, oh my God, it's gonna 1 million X in 10 seconds. Pull out your MetaMask, bruh. But if you have somebody who's just talking about it and saying, here's a legitimate project, be around for a long term. It's not a magic crypto thing to make tons of money, but it's a good way to get started. Then people will say, oh, okay. I want to see what's going on. So that's my plan, is just to really, from these AMAs and talking to people like I'm talking to you now, sometimes word of mouth, even though it's all online, it's not physical word of mouth, is the best way. Like, hey, dude, there's this project, it gives you reasonable returns. It's not going to make you a whale necessarily, but it's something that you can jump into and reasonably expand your wealth in the Web3 and DeFi space. And say, okay, what utility? Oh, it has this, it has these utilities. Oh, okay, what's the project? Boom. And that's how you know something's realistic, maybe, as opposed to the project you saw before that you weren't very enthusiastic about. So, and then there'll also be more Twitter alpha calls, Discord, AMAs, and stuff post-launch. So hopefully that answers.
Cool. All right. I guess I'm looking through. So I guess you guys talked about, I guess we didn't really get much into this. The roadmap. You guys have a pretty solid roadmap, I noticed on the site.
We do.
Could you quickly go over its, 5 phases, explain, what's already been done and what could people expect next for Kumamon?
Okay. And I'll always say roadmaps based on, everything are subject to change. So something is there and then it doesn't happen exactly at a certain time. Just understand that it's subject to change. So we got the logo, the sticker going. We got the website, which you might be on, partnership calls, Twitter marketing, the preset. We got the pink sale kicking off soon. Then what we got launch on Uniswap. Boom. We also have fast track. We got buy bots, more calls, more promotions, AMAs, AvDex trending, DexView. We got Ethereum going, trending on that. Then we also have DEX tools trending and some big marketing planned, as well as an exchange listing and just pushing the marketing out. Plus, we're doing YouTube marketing as well. And the big one, the Binance listing. So definitely check that out. So tier 1 exchanges is going to be big. And, you know, super for a meme being listed on a big exchange, that's huge. And we're going to make this real. So get ready for Kumamon on Binance. So that's a big highlights. Hello? Crypto. Did I lose you? CryptoFrog. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Maybe use my Wi-Fi. Yeah, so I guess getting back to the listing, I noticed you guys on Pink Sale, you guys have an audit badge but no KYC. Do you plan to,
Right.
get one in the future?
Yeah, definitely. So that's the idea. Oh, don't yell at the bird. So, crypto. Hello? I think I lost.
Yo, did you get my question?
Is your Wi-Fi all right?
Did you get my question? Can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Should I repeat the question then?
Yeah, I think so, because I might have not got it.
Yeah. No worries. All right. So, I noticed on the Pink Cell listing, you guys have an audit badge, but no KYC. Do you guys plan to, KYC in the future with this project or just remain, just
I
audit?
think the audit's enough. I know a lot of people, I was mentioning this morning, they're like, okay, you have audit, KYC, you have everything. The KYC to me necessarily, it's okay, but it's not always 100% necessary. And right now, I think the audit with Surtech, because Surtech is very reliable, speaks enough. And that to me speaks volume. So.
Fair enough. Uh, sorry. Apologies. Sorry, my uncle came in the room. But yeah, okay. So obviously, could you repeat again? If so kindly, please.
Yeah.
The answer.
Yeah. So I'm just saying KYC essentially, while it is good for some projects and some things, I don't think this one particularly needs it. And just because a project has a KYC, I've had projects with KYCs where it didn't end so well, if that's the nice way to say it. So I don't think there's plans for a KYC. We have the audit with Surtech, and I think that's sufficient.
Perfect. Audit from Certic is definitely very, very valid. For
Yeah,
sure.
that's the big one. I look for the audit and I look for SafeView. KYC is fine, but it's not it's not mission critical.
That's totally fair. Especially a lot of ETH projects as well. They're I guess a little more anon compared to the BSC people. So yeah, I
Yeah, the
totally get that.
BSC
All
people
right, yeah,
sometimes are very non, but like the big things I look for is safe use so no one can rug pull,
yeah.
and no one and I look for a good audit, especially with Surtech. that's gonna speak volumes because that costs a decent amount. That takes time, and they really do look at what's going on, as opposed to some people who are just like, oh yeah, I got an audit from random company, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know who this is or if this is even legit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's totally fair. And obviously, the Certic audit is definitely um, quite impressive for sure. So I noticed that you guys have marketing fees that will be allocated towards major marketing campaigns on TV Tokyo, NHK, and other global TV channels. Firstly, how did you guys get the connections to do that? And secondly, have you guys tested this marketing strategy before?
Okay, so the connections essentially are coming from like our contacts and people we know. So, and this is a project with a lot of heavy Japanese influence in that sense. So that's where that originates from. Aside from that, have we tested this? We're testing it in the sense of, getting influencers and working through that. Not this specific thing, but different methods like it, yes, if that makes sense.
Okay. That's a really great connection to hear. Um,
Yeah, no,
yeah, obviously.
that's the good thing. Good connections, Surtech audit. I have a lot of confidence. Like there's a lot of projects I look at where it looks good at first, and then I'm like, eh. Like you probably had this morning, you're like, I don't know about this because something's missing, and they can't answer a question about it. And I'm not saying you should, maybe there's a question you don't know about something, because I'm not going to say everybody should be a dev and a marketer at one time. But how do I know if something's legit? Well, because it has social proof. So,
Point. A lot of, projects and such like that, they may have a lot of stuff back in the KYC's audits and stuff like that, but if there's no social proof, um,
yeah, what does it
the
matter?
project could still do terribly. I've seen it done before.
I've
There's
seen
like
it a
us,
hundred
I guess,
times. Yeah, I've seen,
yeah,
they're like,
status
we have
quo to
audit. They're like, we have an audit, we have a KYC, we have a safe view. I'm like, yeah, but okay, but who's behind, like, okay, where the audit come from? And they're like, Bob's Crypto Shack. I'm like, I don't know about this.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I've seen it done before. They'll have like some bronze tier 3 audit that looks into like, or like KYC that just looks, you know,
Yeah,
not the
so,
best for
so
sure. So,
yeah,
yeah, I
and
totally get what you're saying.
yeah, and in videos, I'm more excited and hyping it up. But like in AMAs, I definitely want to just talk to people and be real. Like if you have a second thought, or you can't find a CEO, or somebody's not, I'm not saying every CEO should dox his whole personal life, because obviously that can be dangerous, and some anonymity is fine. I'm not against anonymity, but if you can find out nothing about the project, and there's a lot of red flags, and people aren't answering questions, and it's just trust me, it's all good to go. And
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, so I guess another big thing, I guess going into, I guess a more concerning question, one of my concerns is, the revenue sharing rewards program. Obviously you guys have I guess hopes for this, this revenue share program to work. But let's say, no influencers or content creators are interested in participating. How do you think this will affect Kumamon? And do you have, a mitigation plan to support this if something like this would happen?
so if like people just lose interest and nothing moves, then we already have 3 key influencers who are working on the program. But the big thing is really, and a lot of them are from Japan. But the big thing really, really is that what I'm doing with the AMA right here, I'm building trust now, so that's not an issue in the future. So instead of saying if it doesn't work, or keeping that mindset in, kind of like saying, hey, what if I get sick? What should I do? I'm like, well, here's a diet regimen, and here's, workout regimen. So So you don't. In the event that that happens, we still have 30 calls and a lot of them for Japan and a lot of them in our group. That being said, though, what we're trying to do is really boost this up, get people excited. So that's not even a possibility. And honestly, I don't think that will be. So that's my perspective.
Completely fair. That's a totally fair perspective. I guess, talking about, mitigation plans and stuff like that, especially super important in this market. But, obviously everyone's looking, trying to make some money, get some airdrops and such like that. So even if, even if they're not influencers, you guys are already, having, I guess, the regular people, the community itself that, goes out and tries to make some videos itself, maybe they could, be part of that, that creators reward
Correct.
share program. So that's always great to see. It's not just, certain individuals or some people that already, have an influence in the space that they could, start making tokens, getting tokens. It's also the people that, the community itself. And that's why it's community driven. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, yeah, you got it. You got it. The whole idea is, do not, if you really believe in if you really believe in your project, the operant question shouldn't be, what am I going to do when it fails? It should be, how do I keep pushing it to further and further heights? How do I get more central exchange listings? How do I get more people interested? And what more utilities can I offer as I continually do so?
Totally cool. But yeah, obviously you guys are trying to, build a name for yourself, have a meme around the token and such like that. And that's super important, especially getting the community on board and everything. So I
Correct.
guess, another, I guess it could be a good thing. It could also be a bad thing as well, is the token burns. Why burn 50% of the supply when you guys could create, for example, staking pools with good yields to promote sustainability? Let's say people can lock their tokens and they get, I don't know, X amount APY, something like that.
I mean, okay. Why do that? Because honestly, the simple reason is sometimes that's easier because we already hired people. And the problem with staking is, keep in mind, I like staking. Trust me, I'm staking Ethereum, Algorand, I'm staking a bunch of cryptos. But staking also you need to have what I would call low time preference. And a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people, like, especially in the crypto world, what do people want to do? Like, when I say staking and, oh, there's a great APY, they're like trying to figure out, how can I get the money the fastest? And then they want to buy a bunch and stake and buy a bunch and stake. So, and the problem is, unfortunately, in the crypto world, I'm not against staking. I stake tokens and coins myself. But you need to be patient with those. Now, the nice thing is we've already hired, so we don't need to do that. And people are honestly afraid to have tokens. They're afraid, the debt. Somebody could just come in and sell a bunch of tokens, and that is a vulnerability. So instead of just having, a bunch of whales or people buy the stuff up, it would be better to burn rather, in my opinion, than stake with this particular project. It's not the same against staking or farms or anything like that, but keep in mind, if I say they're staking in a project, and that's fine, are you willing to buy the tokens, hold them, and make sure that they reach the price that you want when you want? Unfortunately, what I've seen from most of my friends, even hardcore investors, is the market does one dip, which it does, and I did this myself, and they freak out. Part of the reason I'm here is because I sold Bitcoin at 100 and 1,000, interestingly enough. So sorry if that's a long answer.
That's not a long answer at all. Wait, what did you sell Bitcoin at?
$1,000 and 100. I also sold Ethereum at 100, but I still kept some from the early days. But That was my that's the problem that happens is people, especially in crypto. I love crypto. This is my main thing, but one thing goes down. It's like Shiba Inu's down. They're like, oh my God, sell it all. I'm like, you could just chill, like relax. And no, people just look at the charts and freak out. Sell everything. I'm like, if you just chill out, like if people would just chilled out, I
Yeah.
would wager to say if people would have just chilled out a few months on some of their investments, some people would be a lot happier now, but they don't. They don't. They're free. Oh my God, Bitcoin didn't go to 1 million in 10 days. How could it be?
That's funny. But yeah, that's totally fair. I guess, before we, I guess, start into our community questions and our Kahoots, to kind of summarize everything, why would you consider, Kumamon to be a good project to be a part of?
Okay. Simply put, with the meme revolution starting with Doge and then with Pepe and then Kumamon coming up, I'm looking for the best projects and I analyze these and I take a look. At first, the Surtech audit makes me feel good. They have very big partnerships. They are going to be around for the long term and they are very, very enthusiastic with what they're doing. And they have a good community. If you don't have a good community around these tokens, in my opinion, you can have all the other things in place. You can have a safe view KYC audit, everything else, a nice website. You can have fancy token names and all that stuff. If you don't have a good community, you don't have much. And they have a good community as well. 30 Coles is, behind us. Not only that, but I think in this day of the meme age, everybody is looking for something sustainable that will work. I'm not going to say this will be the next Pepe or the next Doge. What I will say is, if you take a look at meme coins and you really take the time to examine what they are, it's a huge industry. It's $1 billion industry. So if you find the right ones, especially if you find them early, it can be very, very big payoff, and you might be a very, very happy person sitting back with your MetaMask wallet. There's always risks. Don't invest in anything you're not willing to lose. But if you're looking at something that has reliable long-term structure, I'd say Kumamon is one of the best ones I've seen. And trust me, I look at a lot of these. And it's funny, and they got funny pictures, and they got things. But when I look into what's behind it, when I look into, say, the kind of mechanics of like, hey, what's going on? You pop the hood of the car. You're like, a lot of these tokens, there's nothing under the hood. They're just like, yeah, it's funny. It's cool. Yeah. And I'm like, that doesn't make me want to invest, to be honest. Not to say it's bad for entertainment, but if you're looking for something that's serious and sustainable in the meme coin world, that's up and coming, just like Pepe and Doge was, and Shiba at one time, Floki, that's Kumamon. So that's my pitch. If anybody has any more questions, I can take a few on the hour. And I thank you, CryptoFrog, and everybody for allowing me to speak today.
We got a lot of community questions, guys. I'm going to put it down below to drop your community questions. I'll see
And
a
I'm
lot
going to
of.
say this, I'm not going to be able to get to all of them because I know there's going to be a lot. I'll try and
Yeah,
get to a
there's going to
few
be
of
a
them
lot.
here. I'll get to a
There's a
few of them
lot.
here, then pop in the Telegram.
Yeah,
You
so
can.
guys, if you guys have questions, that are unanswered, man, I'm seeing a lot because man, there's close to 500 comments already. So Ben 10 asks,
Oh my
about
God.
empowering creators, how have you planned to ensure or verify that influencers or content creators are rightful or authentic owners of their content to avoid people copying the contents of other people and presenting them to you to get some rewards? That's a good question.
Okay. So how do I do that is we already have Coles who are behind the project, like I talked about, who are very enthusiastic. And how do you guarantee that? There isn't necessarily a way like I go to an influencer and say you have to promote this, but if they see that something is working and it's working well, that will build confidence and social proof, and then influencers will naturally want to promote something that is not only making waves in the crypto space, but actually is making a difference. So if you can see that a project is legitimate in a sea of ones that might not be very favorable, then that's what will keep influencers going, along with the 30 calls we already have. and AMAs like this. So building your confidence as well. Hopefully that was a decent answer.
Okay. All right. I'm just looking at Mike has outlined some questions. All right. So one man squad is there going to be any specific qualifications or requirements for content creators to be eligible for Kumon's revenue opportunities? I guess we talked a little bit about this as well. But and also, what resources or tools does Kumamon provide to help content creators optimize their revenue potential?
Okay. So basically, I'll start with the second part of the question. The website, we have all the information right there. And you also have the Telegram, which is something that I would go in there and get resources from. So there'll be different people in the community that can give you, say, I want art, I want music, I want this, I want something, and whatever kind of resource you need. The best place to go for that is the Telegram to get that. I'm going to say it's a vibrant community, and since it's community driven, you're going to have a lot of people doing a lot of different things and a lot of different talents. The content creation, I'm not going to say like, I'm in charge of that. I'm not in charge of marketing in that sense per se for how you create content. More, I'm talking about the MAs and the project, but I would imagine as long as it's promoting it and it's doing it in a way that's not illegal or not offensive to anybody, it should be fine.
All right. Look at a couple more Mike has outlined for me. So
Yeah.
that if this is a project based on real world costume characters dedicated to kids, will there be any regulatory issues about it that kids would be influenced because of their mascot being in a crypto project?
Granted, I'll say this, Kumamon traditionally, yes, kids do like it. I'm not going to say that like it's there'll be regulatory issues. What I would say is that there's a lot of things like you could technically perceive like Doge is a friendly dog and Shiba is, friendly. This is not specifically, and I wouldn't say crypto is specifically for kids, but yeah, it's a kid friendly mascot, but the project itself, I would say that this space is mostly or exclusively for adults. Especially because of the complexity of like a lot of this stuff. I don't necessarily expect kids, although some kids are tech savvy, to go and install a Web3 wallet and figure this out and do regulatory stuff. I don't specifically deal with regulations like that. Again, so with that being said, then yeah, that part I apologize. I'm not 100% sure on the like regulations and stuff. It's not being marketed to children though. It's for adults, but it is a kid friendly mascot, if that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah, so I guess PCI, next question is PCI asks, since Kumon was originally born in Japan, and because of that reason, since TV Tokyo, it's the main marketing. Could you guys reach out to, I guess to Japanese websites and social medias, or even better, in a whole Asia, since it's not only popular in Japan, but in the whole Asia, China specifically. And also any of these anime manga houses, you could also attract the fans of Kumamon and any important people who could support the project. I guess that's kind of a suggestion, but what are your thoughts on that?
That would be amazing, especially with the Coles and stuff, or like, I love old school anime myself, and I think that would be a great thing to do. Along the two best suggestions I've heard is that and a DAO, because if you make a manga about it for people to watch, then people get excited and say, "Oh, I want that cryptocurrency." So that definitely could be a possibility. Now, granted, that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse because I'm not an animator, but it is a cool idea. So,
cool. I think we're going to take, one or two more, and then we'll get into our
yeah.
Kahoot.
Some of these
Um,
definitely go to the Telegram because I don't like when it comes to anime or regulations or specific
yeah,
things like that. Keep in mind, I'm an influencer and a marketer in that sense, but I'm not necessarily um, someone who is going to be like doing regulatory or animation stuff or creating a DAO that's more for devs. They're all good ideas, though. But
hmm,
yeah,
okay.
just want to
And
be
I
honest.
guess, yeah, that's totally fair. And obviously, you're not like the dev, so you can't really speak on the regulatory issues and such like that. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
So I guess getting back to the point, AK asks, what are the long-term benefits of holding your token? And, can we expect any benefits associating with holding it for a long time?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this based on our conversation. One of the benefits is that if you hold any token, it does show that you have perseverance and trust in that, and that will inspire other people to do that as well. What does that do? That helps the value go up. A lot of it has been burned already, so we know the price is going to keep going up and up and up. If it gets listed on Binance, the CG and CMC fast track, all of that stuff, there can be very, very, very um, high prices, and trust me, they have. I've talked to all that. We have plans to get this on the biggest exchange around, and that's going to be awesome. Because to me, that's going to make the price go sky high, and people are going to be really, really excited with that. So that is the plan right there. Um, So those are some of the benefits you can get. The price going up, it being listed on Binance, and also the fact that the community on it's very strong. So if you get in early, the price is really cheap. If you buy it for 0.00000, or 10 cents even, and it keeps going up and up and up because of key influencers, that's going to be around for the long term. We know that with all the information. Then now's really the time to get in. I could say a bunch of different utilities, but honestly, for me, I just want to grab some ETH, put it in my MetaMask, swap the pair, and know that the thing I swapped the pair for is going to go up in value, and I'm going to make an ROI, to be honest. When it gets to really complicated mechanisms, sometimes that gets a little bit tougher. Like, oh, well, but you could do this, but you could do. Honestly, swap the pair, hodl, watch the price go up. I know that's a simple answer. That's the best thing. And be part of the community and get some ether as well.
All right, I guess we're gonna get into our Kahoot now. Mike, if you want to share your screen, read the questions and such like that, would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Mike, as well for preparing the Kahoots. Much appreciated. But yeah, guys, is Mike here? Hold up, maybe he's AFK. Hold up.
Just give me a second to start her up.
All right, perfect. All right, guys, we're gonna post the link up in a second. Get you guys some Kahoots. I think Mike has prepared us some questions. He's always making them difficult. So, obviously challenging the viewers. We have 154 people listening.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff. So guys, join up the Kahoot. A lot of people have had a hard time. I don't know why joining the Kahoots and such like that. I have no idea why, but yeah, guys, it's on the main channel. As you guys can see, Kahoot.it pin. Join using your Telegram username. Make sure we usually start when around 30 to 35 people are in. So, yeah. Gonna wait a couple minutes for everyone to join in.
All right.
But guys, make sure you guys use your Telegram username. Gonna wait for 35 people to begin. Please. Let's go, guys. A lot of people are shy today.
And also, since we're winding down, I just want to thank you, CryptoFrog, again, and everybody else, wherever you're from, and whatever time it is there, morning, evening, or afternoon.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for coming on and representing the team at Kumamon. I hope you had an amazing time
I
on
did.
AMA and such like that.
I
Yeah, a lot
love
of fun,
AMAs. They're
definitely
a
for
lot
sure.
of fun. I get to inspire people. I get to meet other people. Then I get to see a project that's sold out, and I'm like, boom. You know, if I can make good projects sell out as opposed to ones that are not great, and then what that does is, I think, a multitude of things. It restores faith in crypto. So someone's like, oh well, I got into crypto, but this happened, or my ETH dropped, or my Bitcoin dropped, or I got in this project and lost it all. It's like, okay, yeah, dude, I'm sorry, but hey, boom, look at this project crushed it. You want to get into it? So it boosts faith in cryptocurrency, which I think is going to be the currency of the future with the way fiat's going. It's not going to happen overnight, though. It boosts faith in crypto. It boosts faith in what
Mm.
people can invest in. It helps build up the DeFi space, the Web3 space. And not only that, it gives people something to be part of, like a good community that they're like, wow, this is really something good. And then people grow together and they get different talents together. And then you get more innovation in the space. So even though I might not be a dev or regulatory guy or an anime guy could be here in
Hmm.
this audience. There's 150 people. That's not crazy to think a dev couldn't pop into Telegram or and they pop in the community and say, hey, man, I'm going to create the Kumamon cartoon. And then they're in the Telegram and
Cool.
you get something exciting. So, yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Yeah, totally fair. And yeah, it looks like we have close to 40 people, so I guess we could start now. You're gonna really like this. It's a lot of fun. All right, Mike, start it up. You can read out the questions, Mike, if you want, or if you want me to do it.
Just
Whatever,
in
up
case
to you. Totally up to
background noise. So
you.
if you're
Okay, I'll do them. No problem. All right, question number one. What is Kumamon? So, guys, Mike has prepared us 10 questions. Is it a Pokemon, the most famous panda in Japan, a Digimon, or a racist bear?
Okay.
So, guys, which one is it? 3 more seconds.
Gotta
And
catch
the
them
answer
all.
is it's the most famous panda in Japan. Thank God, none of you guys put green. All right, Monopoly in first, media in second. Question number two: Kumamon is created and managed by the community as the developers will relinquish control. True or false, guys? Pretty easy one. Um, Come on, guys. 40 answers. Okay, well, I'm gonna delete the post now to prevent people from coming and joining back. All right, Disco in first, Surfers in second, Monopoly in third. All right, guys. Question number three: What does Kunanon have to offer? Community-driven decisions, unique marketing strategies, revenue share program, no buy, fee tax, or three or four out of the above, or all of the above. Definitely a harder one, guys. Let's see what you guys ended up putting. 41 answers. Let's see. 42. Sometimes, guys, it's not to read over the questions and such like that. Sometimes you got to sacrifice time for the right answer, and the answer is all of the above. Wow, Mike tricked 11 of you for the three of the four. Damn, Media in first, J Mario in second, Peya in third. Question number four, guys. What does Kunamon pre-sale begin? Is it on the 21st? Okay, these are all on the 21st except the 22nd one. But time period, guys. Let's see. One is
500
on
BCE.
July as well. And the answer is on the 21st, 12 p.m. UTC. So that is tomorrow, guys. All right, J Mario in first, G General in second, Keeptian in third. Wow, this is looking like a very close leaderboard right now at the moment. Question 5. Following up on that last question, what is the soft cap and hard cap for Kunamon's upcoming pre-sale? Is it 30, 100 ETH, or 130, or 10 or 30, or 5 and 20? Which one is it, guys? And the answer is 10 and 30. All right, cool. What is Kunanon's total token supply for buys and sell taxes? 100 trillion, 0 and 5, 10 trillion, 0 and 2, or 1 trillion, 0 and 10, or 100 billion, 0 and 3? Pretty easy one, guys. You guys are paying attention. Definitely an easy one. And the answer is red. Perfect. All right. J Mario and still in first. Question 7. What is the first step in stage 5 of Kunanon's roadmap? Launch on Uniswap, Certic audit, exchange listing, or Avadex trending? Which one is it, guys? And the answer is Certic audit. Okay, Jay is still in first, Keepian in second. Wow, a lot of new names today. Super exciting. Question 8. All marketing fees collected will be allocated towards marketing campaigns on TV Tokyo, NHK, and other global TV channels. Is this true or false? And the answer is true. All right, pretty easy one, guys. Jay is still in first. Dimitri has a highest answer streak of 8. In his second place. All right, question number 9. Kunanon has burned 65% of their tokens, total token supplies. Is true or false? It's kind of a tricky one, guys. 65%. Emphasis on 65%. Is this true or false? Let's see if Mike got a couple of you. And the answer is false. It's only I believe it was 50 something, 55, 52, 53, something
56.
like that. 56%. Okay. All right. Okay. Jay still in first, Keepshin in third. Second is Dimitri. Who represented Kunanon in today's AMA? Last question, guys. AMA Master, Big Kuma, CryptoFrog, or Freddy? Was AMA Master. Sorry, my cousin just came in the room. But yeah, okay, let's see. Third place, we got Keepchian. This is a new name. Second place, we got Dimitri. He's always active in our listening, tuning in. And in first place, I think it's a new name, guys. And we got J Mario, or J Marlo. I'm sorry, I kept calling you Mario. My bad. Marlo. Congratulations! Wow, these are high scores. These are like 10 out of 10 for sure. Damn, crazy. All right. But yeah, thank you so much, Mike, for making the Kahoot and preparing the Kahoot. I'm gonna pick someone random as well to win our random giveaway. I'm gonna see who was active and talking during the discussion during our AMA. I want to give to someone also I've never given before. Okay, I'm gonna give it to this girl. She was super active. Safe Heavens. I'm gonna give it over to her. But yeah, okay. I hope you like the Kahoot AMA Master. Definitely something new to the space that we brought back, and yeah. But yeah, guys, if obviously if your question wasn't asked, you still have a chance to win the best question, and the Kahoot winners will be distributed very soon. To answer your question, exchange listing is not. Oh, Mike, looks like you got one of the questions wrong. It's actually exchange listing,
Oh.
not certificate. Uh-oh. It's all good though. But yeah, thank you so much, Mike, for preparing the questions and the Kahoots. Thank you, AMA Master, for representing the team, and thank you to all the frogs for coming on.
All right.
It really means a lot. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a good one. We have a lot of AMAs planned soon, so
You too.
excited to
Thank you
see you
so
guys
much,
come
guys.
on and
Have a
join
good
up.
rest of your day.
You too. See ya. Peace.